Hey guys, how's it going? So I wanted to first off apologize for not having a video up last week. I was actually away in Cuba on holidays. This week I wanted to do my video on things you should know before traveling to Cuba. So if you've been there before and it's been a while and you're not really remembering all you need to know, or if you've never been there before and you're thinking about going, just have a few tips that I think might help you out. The last time, so me and my husband have been to Cuba twice now. The last time was about 4 years ago, and we actually had a really bad experience 4 years ago and told ourselves we would never go back. But we actually went for a wedding this time, and my husband was in the wedding party, and we were a little weary about going again, but I'm so glad that we went, because honestly, this trip was so much better than the first time there. Now I would actually recommend people to go and visit Cuba. It really was an amazing time. It's a beautiful place. Oh my God, the beaches are amazing. The weather was fantastic. We had amazing weather every single day. Yeah, this trip was night and day, way better. So, I guess my first tip would be, I highly recommend you to research the crap out of your hotel. Like, research it a lot. Because you want to make sure that when you are spending money going on vacation, you want to make sure that, it's going to a resort that's actually worth it. So our first vacation, we got a really cheap deal. It was considered a 4-star. However, when we went to Cuba, we found it was actually only a 3.5 star, which it was just bad all around. It was definitely not what I expected. Paint peeling from the walls, really hard beds, 2 single beds pulled together, just like insects everywhere. Like it was just a bad experience. The food was awful. Everything was just bad about it. This time we actually stayed in a 4-star again. I actually think it might be changing to a 4.5 star now. But yeah, you could tell this resort was way nicer. I think personally, if I were to go again, I would probably stay at a 5-star resort. I think spending the extra money is definitely worth it, especially when you're going to be there and you're forking out money in the first place. What's an extra little bit to, get a 5-star service if you can. Although I do think this hotel was perfect for the wedding and perfect for the group of us that went. It was a ton of fun. We stayed at the Memories Beach Resort in Veradero, so I'll put the link to that hotel below, and it was really great. It was a really big hotel, so you did have to walk pretty far, but I didn't mind that so much. But being that it was so big, there was lots of people staying there, so had a real buzz to it, and it was busy, and it was fun, and the nightlife was a lot of fun. And it also worked really great with my kids, I found. They just played on the beach all day, and they were in the pools, and seriously, before I went, I was like, how am I going to occupy my kids all day? And honestly, it was no problem. They did so good. They loved just being outside all the time and all that stuff. So, one thing you should probably know that the money there is Cuban convertible pesos. It's not the same as the pesos that the people that live there have. So when you are tipping and stuff, typically I would say 1 peso is pretty good for the most part, unless you're going on a tour or that kind of thing. 1 peso per time, like if your waitress or bartender or whatever is a pretty good tip for them, because once they convert it to their money, it's actually worth a lot more. So, another thing you should probably be aware of is you do need to bring proof of travel insurance, so definitely bring that in with your passports, just so you have all that when you're there. Another thing I would suggest is probably be a little weary of the food there. I personally found the food didn't taste that great. However, it's still edible. You always can find something that you like, for sure, but it's not a place you really go to for the food. However, in saying that, maybe at a 5-star resort, it might be even better, and if that was the case, then, it might be worth it in that case. I would just say just be weary. A couple times there was some burgers that weren't fully cooked and that kind of thing. I did see a little unsanitary handling of meat, just where they'd be touching raw meat and then grab the cooked meat and put it on your plate. So just beware of that stuff, because you definitely don't want to get sick when you're on vacation. Another thing I personally did was I made sure that I just drank bottled water. You know, if we didn't have enough in our room, we just went to the store and bought some. It's really not that expensive, and it's definitely worth it. Just make sure that bottle actually cracks when you open it too. Again, just don't want to risk being sick, and you hear about a lot of people getting sick, so it's just, my opinion is it's just better to be safe than sorry. I don't want to be on vacation and be stuck in my room for 3 days, so... Anyway, one last tip would be to bring an insulated mug. A lot of our friends did this, and unfortunately we didn't know until we got there, but the drink sizes that they give you at the all-inclusive resorts are really, really small, so, you know, you're kind of going up and back and forth to the bar quite a bit, so it is better to bring a bigger mug if you can. Yeah, makes your time there more relaxing. You don't have to be getting up all the time. So, and yeah, overall, that is about it for my tips today. Hope this helps you guys. If you have any questions or comments, definitely please put them below and I will answer you for sure. I would definitely recommend going on a trip to Cuba. It is so beautiful there, and the weather was just so amazing when we were there. The beaches are spectacular. They really, really are, and the water is unbelievable. Swimming in that ocean was so amazing. Yeah, it really, really was a great vacation. Of course, it helped that everybody we traveled with was really, really awesome. We had a great group of people. We were there for a wedding, and it was so much fun. And I'll put the link below to the resort that we stayed at so you guys can check it out. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.